So that pretty much covers the presentation part I had to talk about. So I'll just move on to the working demo, and I have a few more slides to just give more overview about this application itself. So what we did was we built a very proof of concept kind of application called Quick Trade Warehouse, which is using Oracle as a database, and as IMDG we've selected Gemfire. And since this is a proof of concept application, we've implemented a very thin client JMX based client application, which will take information, which will try to fetch information from IMDG as directly going to the database. So for the Quick Trade Warehouse application, this is the data model. So we have our main entities so we have a lot of static tables here, something like party. We have a party table. We have a party table which stores list of various parties and counterparties and brokers. We have currency. On the left, we have various products. We have books, and then we have transaction and cash flow tables, which is storing most of our transactional information. At the bottom, we have parent-child relationship to keep specific information related to specific product of a transaction. For example, we have foreign FX details, which is mainly for FX kind of transactions. We have interest rate derivative, which is IRD detail. We have futures. We have credit derivatives on the right bottom corner. So basically, this is the data model which kind of simulates your trade warehouse. There are 4 kinds of trades which can happen in this application. Trade or transaction is an interchangeable word. So yeah, so we can have 4 kinds of different products in this trade warehouse. We can have foreign exchange transactions, we can have interest rate derivatives, we can have future transactions, and we can have credit derivative transactions. And this is a very typical setup of a, I wouldn't call it investment bank application because they're much bigger and complex, but as a proof of concept, this is a very nice snapshot of a trade warehouse kind of an application. So for our proof of concept, obviously it depends on how much infrastructure you get to store the information. So the kind of proof of concept hardware we got, this is the volume of information we stored in various tables. So we had so book, product, currency, party. So the top 4 tables are static tables. They hold a lot of static information, and the bottom 4 tables store most of the transaction information. So we had around 800k transactions or trades, and then every trade has multiple cash flows. So we had around 2.4 million cash flows in the system. So what we tried to do was, based on this problem statement and this volume, we implemented a in-memory data grid application using Gemfire as the product, and we loaded all this information as an object map in the memory, and then we implemented a JMX client to fetch information from the memory, from the in-memory data grid, and see the response times. This is how the information is stored. The very first column talks about the physical data table name. The second column talks about how this information got stored in IMDG dataset. Different products call it regions, different products call it caches, spaces. Every product has a different nomenclature for it, but we're just calling it IMDG dataset. Most of our static table have one-to-one mapping. and our transactional tables based on the various groupings. We have kind of, for example, if you look at the bottom three tables, we have transaction, transaction party map, transaction future detail. They're all mapped to one single object on the IMDG side. Then we have also closed on various data distribution strategies. What data needs to be replicated, what data needs to be partitioned. And that depends on your business needs. Most of our static data is replicated and most of our transactional data is partitioned. This is how the physical setup of the demo application is. If you look at the bottom box, we have Oracle database. We have 3 nodes of IMDG running in partitioned and replicated mode. And we have a JMX client on the top, which is going to fire certain queries onto the IMDG to fetch data sets. So we'll see the demo. So I'll just quickly switch over to the application. Before that, I'll just show you that these are the various 3 servers we've got where our IMDG is running in a 3-node setup. And as I showed in the slides, that most of our static data is replicated, which means it exists on all the nodes, and our transaction data is partitioned. So you can assume that your data is logically divided onto the 3 boxes in a 33% ratio. Okay. So this is the JMX thin client we have, which is exposing, certain methods. And as I click on these methods, it will go and make a OQL fetch onto the in-memory data grid and get the information. Before I do that, I just want to see various cache counts so that I kind of can do a tally of whether all my objects got loaded into the IMDG or not. So if I go back to the presentation, and if I just go to a previous slide, then this is the volume set I had. And if you look at the left hand side JMX page, I have around 800k cache transactions. I can see that I have 800k transactions in the data volumes in the database also. Similarly, you can tally book, product, currency, party, count of cash flows, count of transactions, count of transaction party. So all that information is now loaded in the cache, in memory data grid cache itself. There are certain operations. For example, I can click on all currency. It shows me the list of all the available currencies in the in-memory data grid. I can get all products. These are all the products. So all this information is coming from in-memory data grids from the RAM of the server rather than going to the database. I'm just going to click on a little heavier method now. So for example, something like get transactions by trade date and brokerage lower limit will fetch lots and lots of transactions. So I'm just going to go to the logs, and also we'll see that how much is the response time we get for it based on the volume we return. So I have set up the brokerage lower limit to be 10,000 USD. I've given a date based on the data set I have. So I'm getting back, lots and lots of information, which is just printed client, but we'll go back and see the log files, and what we see here is that we were able to successfully return, close to 700K records in 4 seconds. Right, that's a very huge gain in terms of response time if you compare that to a traditional database. The kind of volume of information we're getting in such a small time span is really good. We got around 700K records, fetched in close to 4 seconds itself. And there are a lot of various other queries we've implemented. The key here is that, based on your business needs, you'll have to close on what kind of object model you want in your in-memory data grid. And based on that object model, you'll have to expose, certain methods or APIs so that, information can be fetched by various clients. So that kind of closes the quick demo part of it. Just wanted to demonstrate that, the actual working copy of IMDG. What I showed you was, go back to the presentation. So what I showed you was a data model, which is a cut short version of a trade warehouse. We had good amount of data set in terms of volume, and we decided on how we want our objects to be in place. Should we group certain tables into one object itself, so that because it makes logical sense. We talked about data distribution strategy, and then we also talked about it was a very proof of concept application, but yeah, we thought about a multi-node setup in partition mode, and then we showed you a very thin JMX client where we can fetch really high volume of information in no time at all. We just saw that 700 transactions got fetched in close to 4 seconds itself. And that pretty much brings me to the end of the presentation. Garima, we can open it up for questions and answers now.
Uh,